SAT. University of California's review of its admissions procedures smiles on SATs.
University of California's review of its admissions procedures smiles on SAT.
Like any outlet of scholarly activity, the University of California, or UC, is no stranger to rows.
Like any hotbed of scholarly activity, University of California, or UC, is no stranger to rows.
Recently, a debate over the use of SATs and ACTs, tests used in college admissions, has spilled out from campus and into the courtroom.
Recently, a debate over the use of SATs or SACTs, tests used in college admissions, has spilled out from campus and into the courtroom.
In December, a lawsuit denouncing UC's use of the tests was filed in the Alameda County Court.
In December, a lawsuit denouncing UC's use of the tests was filed in the Alameda County Court.
UC's use of the tests was filed in the Alameda County Court. On February 3rd, a commission reviewing admissions procedures recommended that UC should resist reviewing admission to county court. On February 3rd, a commission reviewing admissions procedures recommended that UC should resist calls to abandon tests.
On February 3rd, a commission reviewing UC's admissions procedures recommended that UC should resist calls to abandon the tests.
More than 1,000 colleges across America have made submitting test scores optional for many students.
More than 1,000 colleges across America have made submitting test scores optional for many students.
Though hardly any are completely test blind.
Though hardly any are completely test blind.
UC is by far the largest institution to consider abandoning them.
UC is by far the largest institution to consider abandoning them.
UC's size, it has about 220,000 undergraduates, and prestige means others will watch what it does carefully.
UC's size, it has 220,000 undergraduates, and prestige means others will watch what it does carefully.
Prestige means others will watch what it does carefully. First administered in 1926, SATs have faced criticism for favoring the wealthy since the 1940s. An irony, since they were originally adopted by Harvard to expand its intake beyond the boarding schools of the Northeast.
First administered in 1926, SATs have faced criticism for favoring the wealthy since the 1940s. An irony because they were first adopted by Harvard to expand its intake beyond the boarding schools of the Northeast.
To expand its intake beyond the boarding schools of the Northeast. While the College Board, which owns the SATs, has worked hard to eliminate egregious advantages for children from wealthy families, gone are the questions about oarsmen and regattas. There has been a persistent correlation between test scores and both socioeconomic status and race.
Though the College Board, which owns the SATs, has worked hard to eliminate egregious advantages for students from wealthy families, gone are the questions about oarsmen and regattas. There has been a persistent correlation between test scores and both socioeconomic status and race.
The College Board acknowledges these correlations, but argues that they reflect learning gaps that result from educational and societal inequities, not bias in the test itself.
The College Board acknowledges these correlations, Board argues that they reflect learning gaps that result from educational and societal inequities, not bias in the test itself.
All measures of college preparedness are affected by societal inequity, and it is unsurprising, if unfortunate, that students from poor backgrounds perform worse.
All measures of college preparedness are affected by societal inequity, and it is unsurprising, if unfortunate, that students from poor backgrounds perform worse.
Using test scores, the College Board argues, helps colleges to select those students most likely to thrive.
Using the test scores, the College Board argues, helps colleges to select those students most likely to thrive.
Academics have reached no consensus on how well the tests predict student success at university.
Academics have reached no consensus on how well the tests predict student outcomes at university.
Most agree on two things: that high school grade point average, or HSGPA, is the best predictor of college success, and that the tests, when combined with grade averages, make predictions more accurate.
Most agree on two things: that high school grade point average (HSGPA) is the best predictor of college success, and that test scores, when combined with grade averages, make predictions more accurate.
How much tests add is disputed.
How much tests add is disputed.
The College Board claims that the additional predictive power offered by the SATs is significant.
The College Board claims that the additional predictive power offered by the sets is significant.
Many disagree.
Many disagree.
Even if the question of predictive power were resolved, another question arises about how good the tests would have to be at predicting college outcomes to justify their use.
Even if the question of predictive power were resolved, another question arises about how good the tests would have to be at predicting college outcomes to justify their use.
If they significantly decrease the number of successful applicants from already disadvantaged groups, such a sacrifice would presumably not be justified by a minor gain in predictive power.
If they significantly decreased the number of successful applicants from already disadvantaged groups, such a sacrifice would presumably not be justified by a minor gain in predictive power.
How institutions judge this trade-off depends on their mission, circumstances, and the cohort they want to attract.
How institutions judge this trade-off depend on the mission, circumstances, and the cohort they want to attract.
This goes to the heart of an age-old question. Should universities consider themselves primarily as centers of academic excellence and therefore strive to accept the students most likely to excel academically?
Should universities consider themselves primarily as centers of academic excellence, and therefore strive to accept students who most likely to excel academically?
Or should they accept a broader mission to improve society, which could mean sacrificing some academic excellence in the pursuit of a different definition of equality?
Or should they accept a broader mission to improve society, which could mean sacrificing some academic excellence in the pursuit of a different definition of equality?
The plaintiff's arguments imply that no amount of predictive validity justifies the use of the tests in admissions.
The plaintiff's arguments imply that no amount of predictability justifies the use of the test in admissions.
They allege that UC's use of tests that are demonstrably discriminatory against talented and qualified students from poor families, underrepresented minorities, and students with disabilities is illegal under California law.
The plaintiffs argue that UC's use of tests that are demonstratively discriminatory against talented, qualified students from poor families or underrepresented minorities and students with disabilities is illegal under California law.
Use of the SAT and ACT is not just indefensible policy, argues Mark Rosenbaum, counsel for the plaintiffs. It is illegal wealth and race discrimination.
Use of the SAT and ACT is not just indefensible policy, argues Mark Rosenbaum, counsel for the plaintiffs. It is illegal wealth and race discrimination.
In January 2019, long before the lawsuit, UC commissioned a task force to review its admissions procedures.
In January 2019, long before the lawsuit, UC commissioned a task force to review its admissions procedures.
UC commissioned a task force to review its admissions procedures. It found that the tests are as good as or better than high school grades at predicting student outcomes.
It concluded that it found that test scores were as good as or better than high school grades at predicting student outcomes.
For underrepresented minority students, students from poor families, and students who were the first in their family to go to college, tests were better predictors of success, as measured by subsequent undergraduate grades, than for other candidates.
For underrepresented minority students, students from poor families, and students who were the first in their family to go to college, tests were often